Wyan closed her eyes tightly as she increased the speed of the bike. Her mind was full of thoughts of Jungkook. He didn't talk to her after that night. It's been 2 weeks since she hasn't seen him these days. Soon she stopped the bike and looked behind her. There is nothing except an empty road. She got off the bike and walked to her house, opening the door and going inside, locking it. She plopped onto the couch tightly and sighed heavily. Her body couldn't handle such pressure. Her eyes started water, her breath was uneven. Tears rolled down her cheeks. She missed him so much. It hurts her heart so much to see him away from her, but she couldn't do anything. She sniffled, wiping her tears off her cheeks. Her voice cracked in the last part. She cried loudly. Achilles kept her eyes. She quickly wiped it, but soon another followed. Vine laid her head on the sofa and fell asleep, leaving a lonely tear-stained spot on the cushion. After a few hours, Jungkook opened the main door and entered the mansion. He sighed as his gaze fell on Ryan's sleeping figure on the couch. He shook his head, ignoring how guilt he felt. He slowly approached her and carefully caressed her hair, gently brushing away some strand away from her face. He brushed his thumb across her soft cheeks. As always, her facial looked angelic and breathtaking. Suddenly, Jungkook pulled himself away and took a few steps back and looked at her coldly. He sat glaring at her coldly, trying to avoid showing any emotions. He mumbled angrily. In the morning, Vine stretched her arms and sat on the couch. She rubbed her face before opening her eyes. Soon her vision got clear. She looked around. She complained and got up, groaning a little bit. Her head was hurting a bit, so she had to rub it with her hand. She put on the black sweater she was wearing yesterday and looked around. She was really hungry, and her mouth watered seeing a breakfast table set. She got excited and headed to where it was and smelled some delicious food. Once she reached the table, she looked at the food laid on the table and drooled. It looked amazing. Her stomach growled loudly, reminding her of her hunger. She grabbed a pair of chopsticks and picked up the first thing she saw and started eating. She mumbled between bites. She started filling herself up with food while ate until she couldn't eat anymore. She cleaned her plate before putting it back on the table. While sitting there, she started thinking about the last night. The memories come back to her as soon she recalled last night. Ryan sighed. She whispered sadly. She remembered the time she spent with him and how happy they used to be, how much fun they had. Where Jungkook wasn't there for her, Jungwon was there for her all the time. But he was gone. Now it hurts her. She didn't deserve to be treated so badly. She murmured, looking down. He asked, suddenly getting her attention. She was shocked by his sudden question. She stuttered. he demanded, making Wyan nervous. Wyan nodded her head as Jungkook finished his words. Jungkook nodded his head, headed out of the dining area. Wyan sighed and smiled a little.